I don't want to miss anybody. So thank you for your time this evening. Definitely want to focus on helping everyone to secure their precious oh, look at this. My business partner just sent an email that said William Barr just announced publication of a cryptocurrency enforcement framework.
William Barr, the former Attorney General?
Yeah, he just sent an email that said something about that. So I'll read that. I'm reading it right off my phone. So yes, the former Attorney General had some framework in place. So I'll read that. So this is a good time for us to be talking about security, right? And, especially in light of, recent, efforts that people have experienced to have their Bitcoin or their cryptocurrency. And, if you're not using best practices, as we discovered last week and the week prior, it's certainly easy to lose. And I don't want anyone, within the sound of my voice to experience that. So what I wanted to do right now was go ahead and talk about, give a little background to Bitcoin and this whole movement of cryptocurrency. I'm beginning with a disclaimer. This is the Trade All Day Room. This is Crypto Basics, our Tuesday evening session. So thank you for joining us. This is not financial information, and so the disclaimer that you're seeing in the PowerPoint has all the legalese to make sure that nothing that we say is, constituting any kind of financial advice. But I definitely want to review best practices. So here are some of the things that we're going to discuss. So I have an overview here. I want to review Bitcoin, the function, some of the key attributes. I want to overview and provide an overview of blockchain security. What is the most secure configuration? We'll talk about that. We'll breeze over and review again some scams and issues that we all should really pay attention to and at least be aware of. We'll make sure that anyone who was not able to complete the setup of Tales of West last week, hopefully you get a chance to do that, because I really believe having your operating system secure will benefit you in the long term. And that was featured certainly in some of the losses that we heard from people who have been scammed by losing their Bitcoin. So anyway, and then the last thing we'll demonstrate is how to manage the Electrum Wallet. And in that demonstration, if anyone has it set up, we'll actually send or receive actual Satoshi. So, hopefully any of you out there are ready for that. So to begin, looking at just reviewing the history very, very briefly for Bitcoin. Bitcoin started 12 years ago in 2009 out of the ashes of this subprime mortgage debacle where banks were, going belly up and trust has been lost. So it's been around a dozen years. The one aspect of Bitcoin that's really interesting is the fact that it's limited supply. So only 21 million Bitcoin will ever be mined or bought. So that limited supply makes it, certainly a unique asset, a store of value that, is now becoming a safe harbor for, private equity and people who are really trying to store wealth. And I encourage all of you to store wealth in this way as well. As an example, and this certainly is outdated, $100 early investment would be valued well over $10 million today. As of this morning, we hit the all-time high, 63,000 plus. And just reviewing the history, it took 4 years till 2013 for it to reach $1,000. And looking at where we are in terms of how much of the 21 million coins are available today, only 85% of those coins are available now to be purchased, traded, or mined. Some of the key characteristics of Bitcoin that makes it certainly unique is that one characteristic is that it's fungible. One unit is identical to another, especially we hear a lot of talk about non-fungible. Well, Bitcoin is the fungible asset. It's divisible. One can be divided into small units of value. It's acceptable. It's certainly widely accepted as a medium of exchange. Limited supply. The supply is capped and constant. It's uniform. All versions of the same denomination have the same value, down to a basic unit called a Satoshi. It's portable. It can be transported, exchanged. It's durable. It can be reused without deterioration. And it's certainly a hard asset. If you lose Bitcoin, you cannot get it back. This is not PayPal. This is not a credit card transaction. There's no one that you can go to say, I lost my Bitcoin. May I please have it back? So looking at different type of ledgers, you have centralized ledgers, which is your traditional payment system. You know, that's what we're used to. We're used to going to the store, having a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, Diners Club, etc. And when we swipe our card, a central processor will communicate to the place that value is stored and will say, yes, there's money, or no, there is not. What we're talking about is a decentralized blockchain ledger. That's what backs Bitcoin. It doesn't give it value. It just allows it to record transactions. And people will say, so when I send Bitcoin, who is processing it? Well, there's independent people, and these people are called miners. Not to be confused with any of the scams out there where people say, oh, you can invest in cloud mining or this or that or the other. But it's literally a process that allows people to process. They've purchased a lot of equipment that uses a lot of electricity, and it will process each of the transactions in a decentralized fashion. So all of that is now recorded to the blockchain, and it's completely independent of any country or company. This was one of the reasons why when Facebook tried to put out a similar kind of store of value or currency, it didn't go anywhere because, you know, people were saying it's connected to a company. You know, it would be one point of failure. So Bitcoin doesn't have any of those issues. It's totally independent of that. So when we're thinking about Bitcoin, the one thing that I do want to bring up is and I'm pointing out 5 blockchain security concerns that everyone just should be aware of, right? So the vulnerability for Bitcoin is not within the actual structure of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very, very durable. It's proven to withstand growth even up to the target of very high value. But the vulnerability for Bitcoin is at the end points. And when I say endpoints, it's and that's why last week I spent so much time talking about Tails operating system, because the Tails operating system certainly is an operating system that would allow you to secure your environment so that you're not using the computer you use every day, which can pick up viruses or malware, and then provide you an insecure environment to do this kind of private banking. Or your cell phones. Never use your cell phones to do any kind of Bitcoin transaction. It's called hot wallet. What I'm really promoting is cold wallet storage, where it's offline. Even the most secure would just be writing down your seed phrases and locking down your access to your direct blockchain wallet, creating a public address, and then being able to just allow the money to come in. And as a savings account, you only take it out when you feel that, the value is what it should be. And my plan is, I definitely am looking north of $1 million of value. So I'm not trying to take it out anytime soon. So essentially, another vulnerability is that, these vendors or the miners are certainly a place where, security loopholes might exist when they elicit third-party vendors. For example, right now, Bitcoin is using a technology called Lightning, and Lightning is certainly in its beta format, but it's certainly not a technology that is refined. It's definitely still growing in popularity. And so I think that right now is certainly a potential vulnerability. Another potential issue, scalability. We've never seen over $1 trillion market cap for Bitcoin. Today, it got to 1.2 trillion. Can it get to 5 trillion without having growth issues or scalability issues? That's yet to be seen. Certainly regulatory issues because of lack of standardization and testing. We haven't, we've gone 12 years, but we haven't gone 15. We haven't gone 20, right? Traditional centralized processing has gone the distance. Just wanted to point out a couple other threats, and these are hardware devices that could hold your private keys, the ledgers, the nanos, and this is connected to the lawsuit that was filed against Ledger because they had a leak where actual home addresses were released of actual Ledger owners, home addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and many of these folks around the world were threatened. And many of them gave up, Bitcoin and Ethereum as a ransom because they were threats to come do physical harm to them. And this is my caution to everyone here is that, Bitcoin is going to be so valuable. You're going to have this Picasso hanging on your wall. And, because it's so valuable, people will, get greedy eyes. And so protect yourself. And what I'm sharing tonight are some best practices to protect yourself. If you get a tweet or a text or an email telling you to pay with Bitcoin, it's definitely a scam. The FTC.gov has a complaint center where you can report them. Also watch out for folks who are, asking you to buy Bitcoin from rogue different sources. Don't, use all these different rogue sources because some of these folks are using it just to kind of capture your fiat. And you might not even get the Bitcoin that you're buying. So watch out for, all of these different scams. Without any further ado, I'll go right into the live wallet. Is there any questions before I go into live wallet? No questions.
There's none here in the room. Yeah, there's none here in the room. I don't know about on the chat.
Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. No. So we're good. Thank you. All right. So without further ado, let me go ahead and. Okay, I see somebody else coming in the room. Good.
I have a question before you go on.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you say fractional Bitcoins there, or do you have to have the whole Bitcoin?
Oh, no, absolutely. You can buy in small units. They're called Satoshis. So yes, absolutely. You can, have smaller units. You don't have to buy $63,000 of Bitcoin. No, definitely not. Yeah. You could buy 5 cents of Bitcoin. I mean, you generally, when you're buying it, you're going to buy in units of denominations of about $10, right? So that's essentially how much you're going to find, even if you use like Cash App or whatever to purchase. You know, that's the amount that you will purchase. 1 second, let me go ahead and turn this on. Okay. Now what I'm doing right now, I'm going to share the screen to an Electrum wallet. This is a demo Electrum wallet that was set up for this purpose. One thing, you know what, I'm going to start it from scratch because I want to show the actual setup. So give me 1 second. Let me restart it. And then we'll do it that way. Okay, there we go. 1 second. There we go. All right. So there we go. I have the Electrum wallet on the screen, and just want everyone that is looking at it to be able to understand what we're doing. 1 second. Let me open this up, make sure I have everybody. There we go. All right. So the first thing that you're going to see with the Electrum wallet when you open it is that it's asking you to go and find a former wallet. You can certainly use a former wallet that you've already set up. So you see right now I have the Trade All Day demo, and set a password to encrypt that. But you can also create a new wallet, right? So if you wanted to go ahead and do that, you can create a new wallet. And what I'm going to do is I just want to show you how durable this is. So I'm going to say the Trade All Day demo, and I'm going to say 2 just to make it different. And then you can set up a lot of different types of wallets, right? So let me just kind of walk through what each of these will do. If you set up a standard wallet, there's really no security. Not my recommendation. I definitely recommend you to set up the wallet with some level of security. But for the test, I will just go through, but let me walk through the other ones. So we're all familiar with two-factor authentication, where it's going to text you or that kind of thing, or use Google Authenticator. That's pretty cool. All right, let me admit someone else. All right, another part of it is multi-sig. Now, multi-sig is awesome. Multi-sig allows you to buy a couple different products, which will allow you to, it's almost like a hardware key. And there's a number of them that you can use to plug in. You buy them, and then they essentially will travel with you. And when you need to use this wallet, you would plug it into the computer that you're working with. Hopefully, you're using Tails OS, in which the Electrum is going to be very secure. Or you have the last option here, which is the ability to import your Bitcoin addresses or private keys from your Ledger or your Nano. So it's a perfect way for you. Remember, your Ledger or Nano only stores the private keys. So this allows you to work with that hardware as well. So I'm just going to go ahead with standard wallet. And then it's going to say create a new seed, or I already have a seed. For this test, I just pulled a seed, and I will go ahead and grab that seed. Just give me a second. And right before you, I'm going to just import the old wallet using the old seed. All right. And always use a strong password. Oops. And okay, it says it's paused. Let me just resume the share. Hold on, I might have to stop the share and resume it, because once I executed it, it kind of lost which window it was using. So let me. Okay, so now I'm back, and I'm back to the wallet. And because I used the seed phrase that recognized this wallet, if you look at it, I've already done some configuration to the wallet. I've changed the color, the standard color when you set up these wallets. It will have a white background. I've already changed it to a darker background for contrast for this Zoom call. The other thing that you'll see, I already have a transaction I just purchased. I went literally to Cash App and just sent $10 worth of Bitcoin here. And you'll see what was received was $9.13. So the rest of that was actual fees to get the Bitcoin here. There was a Cash App fee, and then there was a fee, an actual fuel fee to send it over to this wallet. So it's actually sitting here, the amount of Satoshis. And if I wanted to, I can go through and click on it, and I can view the transaction details, or I can go to Block Explorer to find out more detailed information about this particular transaction. All right. So some of the basics about the wallet, I'm just going to kind of walk through the environment. Of course, the top is the menu. If you go right to the top, it shows you the version of the wallet that you're using. This one is 4.12, which is the latest version. The name of the wallet, so notice I named it the Trade All Day Demo 2. All right. The menu, and then so the 4 tabs at the top are history. It gives you the ability to send, receive, and then you can choose different channels if you wish to open different channels. All right. And we'll talk a little bit about that a little later. At the bottom of the window, you'll see the balance, and it will show 15,483 Satoshis, and 15,000 Satoshis is only equivalent to $9.13. All right. In the bottom corner here, you're seeing, hold on, I see someone coming in. All right. In the bottom corner here, I'm seeing the ability for you to change passwords if you need to do that. You also have the ability to change different settings. I'm going to walk through that in just a minute. You also have the ability to enter passwords if you need to unlock things, and then you can know what network that you're connected to. And the network is an important thing to know. The automatic selection of the server is completely fine, and running from the standard nodes that they connect you to is also completely fine. All right. So let me just go ahead and go through some of the configuration, just so everyone is familiar with how to operate this. Of course, you can set the default language. It's multilingual. You can add different amounts of zeros after the decimal point if you wish. The base unit, I recommend using Satoshi. All right. And then the color theme that I chose was dark. So this is where I got to the color theme. By default, it comes as light, and I recommend going ahead and choosing dark. All right. The software updates is awesome. You definitely want that. And then the next one, transactions. So essentially the default settings are pretty good. You can choose a different block explorer. I'm not going to confuse you at this point with some of this deep stuff. The Electrum Wallet is a very a powerful wallet. I believe everyone on this call can easily use it to store and manage their Bitcoin if they're comfortable. If they really want to be decentralized, this is one way to do that. I at this time, I just also want to make mention that my clients are also normally older and not always the most computer literate, and these are very intelligent people. So there's no, if you're threatened or intimidated by the technology, I do recommend some of the different custodial partners. One that I use regularly is Nexo.io, which is a great partner if you really want to do buy and hold and you don't want to be bothered with the security. This is one way to do it. For other large investors, if you're really interested in buckling down, and I could also recommend some trust banks around the country. Prime Trust is one that I certainly recommend for cold storage. Kingdom Trust, Equity Trust, there's a bunch of them around the country that also provide really good service and support. But if you are not intimidated by anything that I've mentioned so far, certainly use this technology. It's there. This was developed by MIT, so it's very, very rugged technology that is very secure. And as long as you make sure you use it within a solid, safe environment like the Tails Linux operating system, you will be fine using it. All right, next, going here in terms of the Lightning. So now the Lightning channel is something where I just want you to be aware of what it is. Lightning is a technology that allows Bitcoin to work, and you can send Satoshis for less fees. It's definitely still being developed, but it has a lot of potential for the future in terms of being able to, this is almost like the MoneyGram and the way to lower the fees. Bitcoin by itself, you can send money with no problem. The fees could just be, a little costly at times. And sometimes when you're sending any Bitcoin, if the fees are very high at that time, if you just wait, sometimes even just a half hour or an hour, based upon the transaction volume, just like any other network, the fees will come down after the volume dies down on the network. So just so you're aware of that. Lightning will offer some future potential, and I'm sure we'll have other Tuesday sessions where we'll come back and revisit some of the Lightning potential, just so you're aware. And then in terms of fiat, depending on where you are, if you're in Canada, you can choose it. If you're in America, you choose that fiat currency. And then when you look at the source, I do like to use the local Bitcoin, but if you have another one that you wish to use, Bitstamp, BitPay, CoinDesk, going public tomorrow, CoinGecko, Kraken, you can use any of those as the source of the price of Bitcoin. So it just allows you to, really understand what that price is, and you're using their database to feed the price so that you accurately send the amount. And usually they're off. There is a spread between them, but it's not that significant a spread, but certainly something for you to pay attention to. You have the ability to show some history of rates, capital gains history, fiat balance. Again, some of those are just options you may never use. And this last open alias, not a topic we'll cover tonight. All right. And then once you're done with the options, you just go ahead and hit close. So at this point, we are certainly, unless there are any questions about the wallet, while any questions come up, I'm happy to take them now. Or if there is a wallet that is ready to receive Satoshis, if that person can text their wallet address, I can go ahead and send these Satoshis.
Dang it! I didn't know you were giving away money. I would have been
Yes, she does.
Stay over here. Brittany's doing her lunch.
We're going to send it to a Bitcoin wallet. So what I'm looking for is for anyone to send. So where do you get the Electrum wallet? That's the question in the chat. So where do you get the Electrum wallet? I showed this last week. My recommendation, and again, what I'm just trying to do is introduce you guys to best practices, right? So I don't want you guys. You can download it to any computer, but here's the threat. You download it to a computer that has weak passwords that your kids use for gaming or you use to surf the internet and so on. Then there could be all kind of spyware, adware, and soon as that stuff picks up that there's an Electrum wallet on that machine, you're gonna get all kind of Trojan horses. You're gonna get all kind of software trying to violate your security, right? So my recommendation is to have a secure operating system, and I recommend Tails operating system. I have a video that I did for last week, and I'll record this video and share it as well. But the bottom line is, once you have the Tails operating system, the Electrum wallet is built in. It comes and operate. This is the, and again, I'm not promoting anything in terms of, I'm not aligning with the person that I'm about to name, but Edward Snowden used the Tails OS when he was doing his thing at NSA, right? So it's super secure. It's, very difficult for anyone to violate. It has a built-in VPN and encrypted protocols for all of its communication. So I highly recommend the Tails, the Linux Tails operating system, and it has a built-in Electrum Bitcoin wallet. All right. So somebody's quick on the wallet address. Thank you. Go ahead. Yep.
So in the meantime, that's the only way we can receive that money from you.
Yep. I already got a test wallet. Now, this person, Christina Buckingham, can I talk with you a little bit before I send you money?
Yes.
No, there's a Christina. Can I talk to you for a minute? I'm inviting you up.
Okay.
So did you answer my question? Because I'm still trying to.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Christina, how you doing?
I'm here.
Good. Good. So talk to me about your wallet. Is this an Electrum wallet?
No, mine is an Electrum.
A who?
It's an Electrum wallet.
What is that?
It's a air gap offline.
It's an air gap offline? Hello? Hello? So I'm getting all kind of Bitcoin addresses now. I just want to talk to the people to figure out.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, Christina. So talk to me. You said.
I lost everything. Even Zoom went off.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Zoom is on. So you said, what kind of wallet is this?
Mine is an air gap. It's an offline hard wallet.
Oh, so this is an actual. So this is still to the blockchain. Okay. No problem. I will send you some Satoshis. That's no problem. All right, thank you. I just wanted to see what you're working with. Trent, what you working with?
So this is Coinbase. Is that fine?
That's not fine. That's not secure. That doesn't demonstrate what we try to do. So you're not getting those Satoshis.
All right. So maybe my secure one if I
Yeah. We need either a cold wallet or an offline wallet, something like that. But not that. All right. Anybody else? So Christina, go ahead.
I've been trying to get you to come to me.
I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry. What's
Gonna try to. He had a face.
no. I was just dealing with what's in the chat. All right, my sister. All right. Let me buckle down and let's figure out how we're gonna get this money now, right? So what is it called? Oh, I can, but I don't. But again, here's the thing. I will send it there, but you gotta promise how you're gonna get it off. That's still, I mean, it's not as bad as putting it to an exchange wallet. So I still can bless you with something. Yeah, but now we got to get you. How do we get you to use a secure protocol? So
what you're talking about, I just wanted to get that external hard drive to put it on that.
Yeah, well, use a thumb drive. It's fine. It's completely fine. Yeah, a thumb drive. Why? Because make it light and you know, even if you just get an 8 gig, you can buy them at Walmart like 3 for $20. You know, they're really inexpensive. But buy a good brand. You don't want something that's going to break or what have you. You saw how easy it was for me to set this wallet up. I set it up in literally 10 minutes. And what I did was when I started the wallet, I acted as if I didn't know the password, but I had the seed phrase. And with the seed phrase, I was able to restore the wallet within, seconds. So it's a very durable wallet. And as long as you write your seed phrase on paper, right? I'm telling you, paper-based protection is one of the number one ways for you to protect yourself. So definitely.
To that trust wallet in the meantime.
Hey.
Well, don't worry. I got you. Once you send it to me, I got you. Don't worry. My people, I'm gonna take care of my people. But I'm just saying. So here I am. All right. Let me go back to share and actually show the process, and then Christina can tell me when it reaches her. 1 second. All right. So we're on the Electrum Wallet. And what I'm doing, I went from history to send, and I got the public address wallet that was sent to me by Christina. And what I'm going to do is in the description, you don't have to type a description, but it's always nice for me to know. Christina,
Come on, baby.
Satoshi from Trade All Day. Crypto. There's a whole lot of words, right? Basics.
Yeah.
All right. And so we got that. And then let's find out how much Satoshis we're going to send. Maybe we send 1,000 Satoshis.
Wait, how much is that worth in real world?
I'm just, no. It's not a direct, that's 60 cents. Oh, we can send more Satoshis. We balling here. We got 15,000 to send out of this wallet. So we balling. We balling. Especially Bitcoin. You know that's gonna be worth $25 one day. All right, now let's see how this works. Now you look at this, and this window, I don't know if you can see it, it says confirm transactions. It says 1,000 sats. The mining fee is more than the Bitcoin. So it's not even going to allow me to send it.
Nathan. Okay.
because it's so little. So we're going to have to send more Satoshis. And this is the problem. One of the problems with the Bitcoin network is when you try to send such little, they don't even want to work for that little bit. They're like, what? For that little bit? No, we're not trying to do no work on it, for no. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can send 5,000 Satoshis. All right. So now.
Send $10 worth.
Obviously.
I know that.
Of course it will.
Christina.
You know it's gonna take it. I do. All right. No, it's telling me it doesn't want to do that.
Nathan here. Okay. Okay.
And then before it actually would send, you have to enter your password. So yeah, I got to keep going up. 8,000 Satoshis. Not enough funds. Not enough funds. Not enough.
So this is speed, right?
Huh? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Gas.
Yeah. Well, this is not gas. Gas is ether, but this is the cost. It is the fee, the Bitcoin fee. So yeah, you can consider it gas. It's the mining fee.
Well, I just wanted to say, if anybody paid attention, the 15,000 was only worth what, $9 and something?
50 cents. That's right.
Right, exactly. So we have to, understand and be relative.
Exactly. So the fee is high.
Nathan, calm down.
Enter my password. Payment sent.
Nathan.
So now it's processing. And then while this is doing that, once it's confirmed, it'll take a little while for her to receive it, but she should be able to receive it in just a few minutes. And we'll see how much of that she actually received. And the rest of it is ate up in fees. But, it's still, for this is definitely not the least cost way to send money. There are other channels and other technologies that are better at payments. And that's why, Dogecoin, to give some kudos to Cassell's token, has some potential upside, in terms of the cost of these fees. Bitcoin is a great store of value. Get your money in there. You don't move it. Just let it sit.
Nathan.
Let it rock. All right. So while this is continuing to grow, are there any questions? This is not grow. This is actually I'm sending. Let's see the details of this transaction. All right. So we're waiting on that to confirm. Any questions? Aware? Are you good? Let me see if there's anybody else that can get some Satoshis tonight. Let's make it rain Satoshis.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just talking about the 15,000 and what it equated to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I'll have to wait till next week.
Yeah, we're not sending no Satoshis to no exchanges. You're gonna get yours.
Yeah.
It does. But the best practices are don't leave your money on the exchange. Don't leave your Bitcoin in no cell phone wallets. I don't care if it's Android or iPhone. Find yourself a cold wallet. You saw how easy it was for me to set it up. It's very easy. It's not going to cost you anything. This is open source, MIT open source hardware. and software, so you can really follow best practices and manage, be your own private bank. It doesn't take a lot, if you manage a small amount of Bitcoin, you'll be in a very good place. And I give a goal to everybody here to just get one. And if you don't have one, just stack the Satoshis until you do get one. So definitely do dollar cost averaging. We're at all-time highs for good reasons, but the price will come down. What goes up must come down.
What is the equivalent of Satoshi to Bitcoin?
A Satoshi is a single unit of Bitcoin. It's a billionth of a Bitcoin, of the full.
1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So we still are waiting for her transaction to be confirmed. Dave's like, this little transaction, ain't nobody waiting on this. They're like, what?
I have a question on what Miss Quinn was saying about Cash App, because I use that to buy like little amounts.
Sure.
Wouldn't that be more feasible to buy like the smaller amounts and send small amounts?
Yeah. What I'm sharing with you is absolutely, Cash App is much better than, people who are getting faked out trying to buy it on Robinhood, because you can't get it out of Robinhood. So at least Cash App, you buy it, you can hold it, you can send it. I definitely recommend using Cash App as a way. It's the simplest way for folks in America. Folks overseas don't have that luxury. They wish they had a Cash App. So Cash App, Cash App really did you could buy it in PayPal, you could buy it in Cash App. But definitely I recommend you, doing that or getting a Coinbase account. I don't recommend it because of their customer service, but still, getting Cash App, and if you're just doing like a small amount and just buying the Satoshis on a regular basis, I certainly recommend it. So we're still waiting for that to confirm, and while we wait, that's fine. If there's no further questions, I guess I'm just going to have to report to you guys in the morning when it goes through. And Christina, you know where to find me. So
Yeah, I'll be in around.
if you don't get,
It hasn't hit yet.
no, it's not. It says unconfirmed, and it's because it's so small, and all the whales are ahead of you, splashing around, saying, "Look at these little sats that are coming through." So they call Satoshi Sats. That's the short abbreviation for them. But hopefully this was helpful. And without any further ado, if there are no further questions, certainly we can end this week's session, and next week we'll open it up for other general topics as well. Again, this is just crypto basics, and hopefully you guys we're able to get some benefit from learning how to use the Electrum Bitcoin wallet.
Did you see that question about Insure Coin?
Ah, yes, go ahead.
It's in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
No, it's in the chat. Someone's asked.
Oh, someone asked. Okay, one second.
Christina, check your messages. This is Quinn.
Yes. So Insure is not on Coinbase yet, right? But if you go to their website, the Shore token, if you go to their website, they'll give you a way to buy it. The only warning I give you for that token is the fact that the gas fees on the Ethereum network are really expensive, and so you don't want to buy inflated prices. I recommended that someone do that recently, and they said they waited and the price came down a bit and they were able to jump in with a small investment. But the good thing about this Shore token, just so you understand what I'm recommending, And again, this is my personal opinion. I just want you guys to know that the Shore token allows you to buy insurance for your Bitcoin. So very cool, way for you to kind of back your cryptocurrency, and it's based on the value. So if you have $100,000 worth of crypto or whatever you have, you can buy some insurance. And if something happens, because I'm promising you, if you don't use good practices and you don't become your own central bank, you're going to forget something or lose something or even get hacked, God forbid. So this is definitely, I think, the way of the future. I know for the rest of my, all the other aspects of my assets, I have probably triple insurance on my homes and, triple insurance on my cars and things like that. So, it makes sense if we treat it as an asset to really think about, traditional insurance policies are not going to cover your Bitcoin per se. There's probably some kind of gray area. I'm sure somebody tried to claim it. That's going to be an interesting question to research. But no, I recommend folks definitely consider getting into the Shore wallet. Okay, I see another wallet or two here. Who else jumped up into this? Chris Skinner. Chris, come to the stage and talk to me. I'm well. So I see you through this wallet up here. What kind of wallet is it?
What? Okay.
Oh, you got the Electrum.
Yeah, it was like while you were talking, I kind of came in late, but like I just did it like 3 minutes ago.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna send you some Satoshis for that one. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thank you. So you really opened my eyes on a lot of this, so easily jump right in.
Awesome. That you definitely deserve the sats. All the rest of the sets goes to Chris. Let's get you off zero. All right. And I am sending this Satoshi from the Trade All Day.
Warming the food up, okay?
Crypto Basics. Excellent. All right. Let's max out the sats. I don't know if I probably got to send some more sats to you, Chris, because I don't know if this is going to go through because it's not enough. So don't worry, I'll get some sats over to you. I promise you that.
The gas speed chart. That's the best times to try to send and make transactions. So I actually sent it to you. I don't know if you have it, but all I know is Saturdays, late night on Saturdays seem to be a pretty good time to do it.
Now you're talking gas fees or Bitcoin fees?
Yeah. So when you were talking about the Shore.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because that happened to me the other night. So I figured I should have got it on Saturday, but I think I ended up getting it on Sunday, and I got a little lucky. But yeah, Saturdays late night tends to be a good time.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Trent. I appreciate that. And MTW, let me see. All right, so we got that, and we got the last person. Chris, don't worry, I'm gonna get those Satoshis out to you. I just got to throw some more money in this wallet, and thank you for setting up the Electrum Wallet. You definitely deserve those Satoshis. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate this room, man. Thank you again.
No problem. They'll join us every Tuesday, and we'll definitely cover a new basic topic. And so far, you just saw the Electrum part. What we did last week was we actually installed the Tails OS, and the best practice is to set an environment that is completely isolated. All right. So the Tails OS, when you create a USB thumb drive, you boot into that USB thumb drive. Now you have the environment of your own private bank, because you don't want to do this on a machine that is not secure, right? So I just want to reiterate that point. You know, you came in on this point, and you definitely can download it on your Mac, on your Windows machine or Linux or anything, and that it works fine. But my recommendation is not to do it on your everyday machine. You know, make sure you do it on an isolated machine. Why? Because, you know, if you think about these precious Picassos that are Bitcoin, you know, they may seem small now, but you know, when it's 10x bigger than this or 20x bigger than this, then you know you're going to start really appreciating it. You know, and that's kind of, you know, where we're going in the future. You know, it's definitely not. And again, this is, you know, not financial advice, or I'm not a prophet, but you know, the macro environment is looking really good, and there's an event happening in 2022 that's going to really set this whole thing on fire. But I won't speak to that right now. Maybe Christmas time I'll bring that up.
You funny.
I am. I tickle myself. Absolutely. No, it was my pleasure. And you know, I'm hey, at least even if we got one, I feel, you know, that we brought some value to the community. I just want to show, and I'm also going to work on you, Quinn. We're going to get you into some secure private wallet. You're going to be your own bank manager soon. Don't worry.
I'll have that up tomorrow. Don't you worry about it.
All right, I got you. Yes.
You did the Electrum tonight?
Yes, I did Tails OS. Now, Tails OS comes with Electrum, right? So what I just focused on tonight was, you know, I started by just kind of giving a primer, a little background. And again, you know, the blockchain is nice, but it's not perfect. So I reviewed the 5 blockchain vulnerabilities. And of course, the number one vulnerability is the endpoints. So hot wallets, you know, and just like we talked about 3 weeks ago, when Rosalind was on the phone, on the call as well, we talked about all of the money that was stolen from her friend out of MetaMask and from the Coinbase exchange, right? So any of those, the endpoints are where people are going to lose crypto, and then also physical security, you know, and this is something I brought up today because there was some kind of employee who was disgruntled from I forget what the company was. Is it Shopify or whatever it is? And Ledger, they gave up actual physical addresses and contact information for personal information for people who own ledgers. And so there's a class action lawsuit against that company now, because physical security, if people know where you are, actual people paid ransom to these thieves who, you know, got this private information. So, you know, what we're doing with this Electrum, you're completely off the grid. No one knows it's you, and you can set this up. You can manage it. You have your own private bank. I recommend the Tails Linux operating system, because the Tails Linux operating system gives you that ability to know that you're in a secure environment. And when you boot into that Linux environment, it comes with a built-in Bitcoin wallet. And then once you have your seed phrase, remember that seed phrase is the key to this whole thing, because it unlocks you right to the blockchain. Even if the Tails OS, you know, corrupts, you build it again, or you just download the Electrum wallet and you have full control of your private bank. So don't think that, you know, it's dependent on you managing the technology. It's just you managing those seed phrases. So you record that on paper wallet. As I said, best practice, you know, that I've seen, you know, I have clients who inscribe it on actual metal and then lock that into a vault. All right. A couple of years ago, we dealt with we engaged the #1 Bitcoin vault in the Swiss Alps, right? They have a vault with their cold storage for real. And yeah, I think they're holding, you know, several $100 billion worth of that. At that time, it was 60 billion. And I think, you know, you got a 10x what that is. So I think they have a lot of Bitcoin, So,
Brother Hope,
yep.
when I put in the Electrum Wallet, it calculates under crypto.com.
I'll send you links. Don't go trolling the internet, because if you pick up on the wrong one, then you know I can't tell you what's going to happen. So I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Yep. I'll put it in the chat right now. Are you on the Zoom?
No, I'm not on the
All right, no problem. I'll share it with the video as well on the Discord. Yep.
Okay, cool. I think you have Miss Dar came up before you close out.
No problem. Ms. Dar, how can I help?
Hello, yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your presentation. I really appreciate it. I did have a question. My question was related to what you were talking about with respect to security at the endpoints, because that was something that was a concern of mine. I guess I was wondering if is there a way to buy?
I'm gonna fix it. No. I'm gonna do something. Get down. Baby crying. You know the baby crying. Nathan. Hey, Nathan. Calm down. We're right here.
I do.
Come on, lady.
So depending upon how much you're talking about, but you know, so just again, I'm just going to speak to my experience, because I have experience helping you know folks who are a little older, who have some wealth, get into the Bitcoin space, and they do so. I've seen them do it anonymously using some of the escrow banks. All right, so the escrow banks, of course, are going to make sure that you're not, you know, money laundering or anything like that. So they do the KYC and the AML. But literally, an anonymous buyer, anonymous seller, they don't even have to know each other. But money's in the bank, Bitcoin's in the bank, and the exchange is done. That's one anonymous way to buy Bitcoin. All right. Oh, thank you, Chris, for putting that in there. So yeah, so that's one anonymous way that I know to buy Bitcoin. You can trade Bitcoin, and again, that's not for the you know, that's not an amateur move. But you know, when you talk about anonymity, you make a good point. You know what? That's the topic for next week. That's a good topic.
Great question.
That's a strong question, but it's worth a deeper dive. I can't do justice to that in a few minutes. That's a great question. I will I will, you know, talk about that, you know, next week on Tuesday. This time we'll give you know, some time to that question and that whole practice, because you know, that's, you know, this is a beautiful asset to hold, but you want to buy it safely. And to your point, and this is why, you know, and again, don't get me wrong, I'm not ignorant. I know that you know, there is some criminality involved with anyone who are moving large amounts of anything. Gold, it could be Bitcoin, it could be, you know, platinum, it could be diamonds, it could be whatever, it could be Lamborghinis. There could be criminality in all of those assets. So I'm not ignorant to that. However, to the point of what was published, you know, earlier this morning, you know, the blockchain, and as you said, having a record of you know, different transactions. Criminals don't want no part of no you know, nothing that's on no blockchain. So, you know, so if they get picked up and their ledgers are in their pockets, because they're not going to take no time to, you know, not all of them are as savvy to spend time and set up proper cold storage and be their real private bank. They're going to be buying it from Bitcoin ATMs. They're going to be putting it on ledgers, and then they're going to get picked up. And then once those, you know, blockchain addresses are picked up, then they can string together, oh, you had $10,000 transacted on this day, 50,000 on this day. You get what I'm saying? And that's to the point that was made just earlier. Any endpoint, any way that you can identify and connect a person with a Bitcoin address, you could find out their entire history on the blockchain. However, good thing about the Electrum Wallet is you can literally receive, you could set up multiple addresses. So this is something that I should just reiterate. Of course, you have your balance in your wallet, but you can literally set up multiple addresses to receive, and you can put a time limit on that. And I'll just demonstrate it real quick on this wallet. So you can go ahead and enter a description, and then you could say, I'm going to receive within 1 week, and I'll just call it test. And this wallet address, now you have a QR code, and you can give out this QR code to receive the funds that you're expecting within a week. So essentially, you don't have to use the same public address. With the Electrum Wallet, as many wallets, you can generate many of them. Some of them stay with the wallets that you see commonly on phones or connected to exchanges. They don't rotate. But the Electrum Wallet is, as I said, it has some really advanced features. And I'm not going to, try to confuse anybody with it, but just know that this gives you the ability to really scale a little bit. So, if you think that, you're going to receive a payment, you can generate a QR code and say, hey, if you send it in the next few days, send it to this address. All right. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And so Dara, to your question, I'm writing it down. That's what we're going to talk about next week.
I look forward to it.
Absolutely.
I was definitely thinking about that. I just some Bitcoin, or I should say some time this year, but I knew about it in 2010. But it seemed like the wild west in terms of not knowing where you get it from, knowing it's all this, like you said, underground activity attached to it. People were disappearing, seems like owned exchanges, talking about the disappearance of these people in Asia and all of this kind of stuff.
It's true.
No one is coming to touch me on my head. Yeah, I could get into this. I need somebody who was, and I didn't do because I was like, so
True.
you don't, you have to, you have a house, who's coming on your head to take your house, but if you it's like those are difficult
True.
To your point, with the Bitcoin being so
Portable.
portable.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same way you require somebody can take it away from you, and so then how do you protect yourself from the larger world that you actually have?
That's right. That's right. No, you make an excellent point, and let me reiterate. What it is. So, for example, also I have to mute somebody on the iPhone. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah. So the one point that I'm going to share with you, one of my my business partners, who, I wouldn't even call him a business. This particular individual is just a colleague. We engage in different transactions. He described a situation early in this game, similar to what you're talking about, where he was invited to physically transact. He had cash and someone had Bitcoin, and he met them somewhere, and he literally told me he was wearing a bulletproof vest. All right. I don't know how many of you guys have bulletproof vests to do transactions, but it's that kind of situation. This is like a you know, a need for Brinks kind of situation, you know, and I know that's not a service that Brinks offers right now per se, but, you know, and that's why, you know, many folks who are holding this, they're like, all right, let me secure it, get my seeds inscribed in something that's going to be durable, lock it away, and then, you know, it can go in a vault, and now it's able to be transported, etc. So so that's you know how people, believe it or not, really hold it. And the number one Bitcoin holder, their vault in the Swiss Alps is, you know, impenetrable. You know, it's that kind of situation. So anyway, so without any further ado, it was a pleasure spending some time with you guys. You know, and thank you, Dara, for giving us our topic for next week. That's an excellent topic, and we'll really dive into that and, you know, make it real, but also, you know, my goal is just to share best practices. This is not going to cost you anything, you know, and hopefully if you guys can pick up something, you know, it's my pleasure to provide it. So, Cazelle, thank you for allowing this safe space for us to interact. We appreciate it.
Brother Hope, Clubhouse is messing up, so it's kicking people out.
Uh-oh.